8:40, welcome back to your morning Calgary. Well, the news cycle, as we know, never takes a break, especially when it comes to politics. It can be a lot to process, and some of the topics can be difficult to discuss with friends and loved ones. With tips on how to navigate and engage in political conversations is Erica Baruti, is Department Head of Applied Politics and Public Affairs at Makami College. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, many people right now are feeling overwhelmed with the political landscape. What are some simple ways we can just lean into conversations constructively?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head, Gina, is that one of the biggest things is to have more discourse in the conversation. And I'd say one of the biggest things we could all do is look and read the full issue. So one of our things our program teaches folks is how to break down the issues to really understand what it either means for Canada, for Alberta, for Calgary, or even in your own home. And it gives you a different perspective. The other thing I would say is we could all benefit from more discourse. So really challenging your views and recognizing your own bias, which we also kind of break down throughout the entire course, to truly understand what the other side's perspective is.
Yeah, and you teach applied skills that people can use immediately. So what core abilities do you believe the public needs most to navigate today's political climate?
Yeah, so our first fundamental course, it's a big one, is Introduction to Government and Politics. And I joke that everyone in society should take this because it takes those fundamentals of how do our levels of government work, how do they interact with one another, and we see this. I mean, I saw your segment about talking about a pipeline, right? There's interprovincial stuff, there's federal things. Whose job is what, right? We look at this tanker ban, and to some people, they might see that as, the environmentalist perspective, and that's totally fair and that's their opinion. However, when you look at the broader position of what is Premier Eby's role, what is Premier Smith's, and what is Prime Minister Carney's in getting the market or getting our oil and gas to Tidewater, it's way more complex than I think people think. And so we do break that down for folks. We also teach the research. So you see a bill come forward where you're looking at these AUPE or the legislation we just saw on teachers. Again, totally natural for emotions to come up. But how do you put those emotions into understanding the legislation or the why government did this to truly break it down? And again, try and remove your own bias so you could critically look at the issue more objectively than subjectively. But trust me, it's a political class. Yeah. We get emotional. We recognize that. We fundamentally have those conversations. It's a virtual program. So as we have those classrooms, have the conversation about why do you feel this way? What is your own bias? And how can you respectfully disagree?
We only have a little bit of time left, so I'm hoping we can fit this last question in. But obviously, we just saw visuals of the screen of, the most heightened emotions with people going and protesting against certain political actions. What information can our viewers have just to make them more confident in evaluating what they're seeing in the news right now?
Well, I do encourage people. I mean, protesting for reasons in which you strongly believe in, absolutely, that's within our Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And so I would say engage in the political process. If you feel strongly, get involved with an organization that speaks or addresses your issues. The more people and more ideas we have at the table, the better it is for government to understand what the public wants, as well as the public being able to understand all of the intricacies within our political system.
Erica, great chatting you with this morning. Thanks so much for this.
Thanks so much.
And if you want more information about the program Erica was talking about, you can visit makamicollege.com.